Hey, what's up guys? It's AFK Denver and today we are going to be doing yet another story time for y'all guys. So if y'all are into that kind of stuff, make sure y'all are subscribed, press the like button, maybe even comment something. If you don't know what to comment, just comment. Mind blown. But yeah, today's story is kind of a funny one, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Today's story starts a little bit over a year ago today, and about a year ago or so, I was like really into skateboarding, and I would basically bring my skateboard to school with me every day. I'd ride my skateboard every day after school, and all this other fun stuff. So yeah, it was another one of them days where I was just riding my skateboard around, and I had little skateboard friends inside of my school, and they would also bring their boards, and we'd like try each other's new board setups out and everything, because back then we got a lot of different setups like all the time. And this day was no different. One of my friends brought their board. I don't even think I had my board with me this day actually, and we were basically outside the cafeteria before school started, just messing around on the boards, like trying to land some tricks for each other, trying to like give each other a couple of trick tips. And there was another group of people out there who had like little Walmart boards, Kryptonics, all that legendary cheap stuff that's like a $30 setup. And yeah, there were some people out there with those. Me and my friend, we had our boards. I'm pretty sure his board at the time was also a Walmart setup. So he's got his Walmart set up. Like I said, this day I did not have one of my skateboards with me, but there's this teacher and he's seen us skating outside, so he's like getting on to us, saying that we need to come in the cafeteria before school starts. We're not supposed to be out there, blah blah blah. All that fun stuff. So that's what we did. We end up going inside the cafeteria and we just chill inside, talking it up with a couple people before school starts, and then the bell rings to go to our first block. And we were walking down the hallway, and I was carrying his skateboard for him this day for some reason. He just didn't want to carry it, so I was just like, yeah, sure, man, I'll carry your board for you today. And that didn't last very long, because as soon as we get into the school, the cafeteria, it was at like the top of this ramp. And the ramp led down to another section of the school, and at the top of the ramp to the side was also like a section of the school. So we're sitting there, and I'm on one section of the school at the top of the ramp. And there's a huge blue ramp in front of me, just all the way down to the other side of the school. And then I hear someone come up from behind me, and they were like, "Bet you won't ride it." Then people are like hyping me up, trying to get me to ride the board down the hill, and of course I was like a stupid little 14-year-old at the time. So I dropped that board down, and I just start riding the board down the huge blue ramp. And people are like flocking out the way for me, and like I'm gaining speed going down this huge ramp. And then there was a biology teacher. He was like a bigger guy. He's like an old white man. He's like probably 40, maybe even 50 years old. And he sees me going down the ramp, and he's walking up to his class because it's at the top of the big ramp. And he was always a grouchy old man, and this day was no different. And he picks me up off the skateboard while I'm like halfway down the huge blue ramp. And it just starts yelling at me. He's like, "Are you out of your mind? You could have really hurt someone." All that good stuff that teachers say when you decide to ride a skateboard through their high school. So, yeah, they basically took the board away instantly and was like, "You can come get it at the end of the day." And I'm like, "Okay, by the way, it's not even mine. It's Tanner's." And they're just like, "Okay, well, let him know that it got took into the office because of your immaturity, and he can come get it at the end of the day." So that's basically what I did. I was like, "Hey man, got your board taken." And he was like, "Yeah, I heard." And like, I was basically famous for that for the rest of the time I was at that school. Everyone was like, "Hey, that's the kid who rode the skateboard down the ramp." And it was just a pretty funny thing to be known for inside of a school, in my opinion. If you're just known as the kid who rode the skateboard down the ramp, and you probably got some random stuff going on in your life, and you're probably pretty wild. And yeah, so for the rest of the year, I was known as the kid who rode the skateboard down the ramp. The funny thing is that I had that teacher in class, and then like later on throughout the year, he was like, "Hey, aren't you the kid that was riding the skateboard down the ramp?" I was just like, yeah, that was me, man. And it was so funny because everyone just like is sitting there waiting for like a reaction out of him. And he's just like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, for that day on, every time that anybody had a skateboard in school, they made us take the skateboards up to the principal's office, and he'd hold them for the rest of the day. So I basically ruined like actually being able to have your skateboard with you inside of the school. I ruined that for basically everybody, but hey, at least I got to ride it down the hallway on this big blue ramp. So that's basically the story for today, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, leave a like, and if y'all didn't, tell me what I can do to make my content a little better.
You should subscribe to Denver. He's a really cool guy. But all he wants to do is get fucking high. He posts Monday and Friday, but every day he goes live. He's a real fine dude. He's mine and only mine. Bitch, you get off it, fuck up your spine. And you green like a lime. Don't know where to go with this motherfucking rhyme. I was paid to do this. Oh, wait, no, I wasn't. Denver's a faggot. And he only eats chicken nuggets. Denver eats chicken nuggets to get rid of the pain. Autumn wait, the pain only stays. Now subscribe to Denver or make him cry. You don't really want to mess up this motherfucking guy.
Okay, that should be
He's
enough.
a really
People
cool
are
dude.
gonna click off by now.
He